Yes, if the government wanted to annoy an already furious and extremely downhearted constituency, they've managed it by effectively allowing this exemption from quarantine rules for football VIPs at a time the travel industry is here in huge numbers, several hundred people here, the very maximum the police would allow to protest and call for action to try and help an industry that has been on its knees for almost 18 months now. There are cabin crew, pilots, independent travel agents here from across the country calling for action. I'm very lucky to be joined by one of them, Kelly Cooks, who works for Advantage Travel. Kelly, what was the last 18 months like for you running a business?
The last 18 months for everybody in travel has been absolutely catastrophic. There's been no income and really no plan for how the industry is going to recover from this. So we have businesses that have slipped through the net in terms of being able to get any of the funding available. And in many cases, many jobs have been lost. So today is really all about saying enough is enough, travel, speaking up together, speaking with one voice. Like you said, we've got every part of the industry here. We've got airline crew, we've got travel agents, we've got tour operators, and we're really now asking for two things specifically. And they are a very clear roadmap out of this for the safe resumption of international travel, and also a sector-specific financial support package.
How many people have you sent abroad in the last year or this summer? Have you sent anyone yet?
Well, most businesses that we work with are now trading at best at 10% of what they would normally be doing, so very minimal numbers across leisure travel and business travel.
When the government says that it's got public health in mind, it's a very small green list because it simply isn't safe to travel in and out of the UK, what's your response?
I think we absolutely agree that international travel has to resume safely. The issue is that we've got one of the best vaccination rollouts, the numbers are decreasing, and yet we're not seeing any data that's giving us any clarity around why some of these other countries that also are progressing very well aren't being moved to the green list. So what we really need is clarity on the data, what are the government looking at so that we can understand and start to plan, and also some consistency in messaging. So, we saw the Global Travel Task Force come together and put together that framework for resumption of international travel, and at the first hurdle, it was all pulled down, and we saw Portugal move straight from green to amber with no warning, and lots of customers left out there feeling very annoyed and wanting to get back before quarantine kicked in. So it seems like the frameworks that have been put in place are largely being ignored, and we just don't understand why.
What will be the consequences if there aren't significant changes, an expansion of the green list, an easing of restrictions in the next month or two? What are the consequences for you and your peers in the industry?
So the industry is very much hanging in the balance at the moment. There will be a large amount of failures, there will be lots more job losses, and the travel industry as we know it will not look like it does at the moment.
And just give us an idea finally what you make of the fact that lots of VIPs from the football world and potentially fans from competing nations, none of which are on the green list, could be here in the first week of July to enjoy the football.
I don't think words can convey how frustrating that is. Why is there one rule for this event and another rule for international travel? If it's about safety, then the rules should be consistent, and what it leaves is a very frustrated industry, but also very confused customers, not really understanding why it's very different for people that want to come in to watch a football match to those that want to go on holiday, travel for business, or in a lot of cases go and be reunited with family and friends that they've been separated from. So I think really it's why, and it's another real example of kind of the chaos and the chaotic approach that's been taken to travel over the last really 18 months.
Okay, thank you very much. That gives you a good idea, a flavour of the views from all of those here. There is the topic of conversation is on top of everything else we've had to put up with this year. We now see this exemption for the football people aren't happy. The government is reviewing that green list this week, tomorrow or Friday.